Those times when you get up early and you work hard. Those times when you stay up late and you work hard. Those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream.
Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
James, Kevin, and Russell, they're incredible, talented players that work hard. I mean, they're good now, but they're only going to get better.
That had some serious nasty to it.
Their three is good. I mean, their three probably will go down as one of the best threes ever.
You know, I wouldn't want to play with anybody else. I wouldn't want to play for any other city. I'm just blessed to be a part of this organization, and hopefully we can get back.
Got a piece of it. Here is Durant in the open court. Leads him. Oh, my goodness. Russell Westbrook.
Let's pick the West. Last year was the Mavericks riding an unlikely wave all the way to the title. The Lakers, we know that they've lost some pieces. The Clippers have improved. You've got Memphis and Oklahoma City coming strong. Who's in the Western Conference Finals, Stephen A?
I'm going with Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
I think
Against?
I think they're going to the finals.
Oh, they're going to win the West.
I think they're going to win the West.
Wow.
I think Kevin Durant is a superstar.
People think, at the point guard spot that point guard is supposed to always pass the ball, always have 10 or 15 assists. But Russell is a guy that's aggressive forward, so he has a chip on his shoulder like everybody says, and people think that's hurting me as a player, and I think I've gotten better actually. I don't see what the problem is. I enjoy playing with Russell. Each year he's gotten better and he's helped me out along the way.
I just think that people have a perception that me and Kevin don't get along, and that just doesn't do nothing but make us closer. We can communicate a lot more. We've gotten better.
Oklahoma City continues to look for answers.
If you one play you look at me, one play you look at Russ, it's two different types of deals. And he brings it every day, and I bring it every day, and we make each other better. We make our teammates better. And, we're only gonna grow to become better players. We're young right now. We're just trying to push each other to our limits, and hopefully one day we reach our goals.
The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted.
I know you guys think I forgot Russ, but I could speak all night about Russell. An emotional guy who will run through a wall for me. And I don't take it for granted. There's days where I want to just tackle you and tell you to snap out of it sometimes, but I know it's days you want to do the same thing with me. I love you, man. I love you. A lot of people put unfair criticism on you as a player, and I'm the first to have your back, man, through it all. Just stay the person you are, man. Everybody loves you here. I love you.
Say it ain't so. Thunder Nation's love affair with the beard must come to an end. The Thunder has traded away the NBA's sixth man of the year to Houston.
Who comes out better here?
I think the Oklahoma City Thunder comes out better. You're getting a proven scorer in Kevin Martin.
It was a little shocking, to be honest, because I didn't know what happened. And we get attached to people, because you're with these guys, fighting with these guys every single day, and you kind of build a bond with them. And you build that friendship with them over the years, and it started to become family. So to see a guy that's been here since day one, since we started this thing, get moves like that was tough.
The Western Conference Finals tip off tonight as the Golden State Warriors take on not the San Antonio Spurs, but the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He's got 2 blocks already. Westbrook to Durant.
So, according to history, this series is likely over. Is it all over?
Well, I believe it is. I picked Golden State to win this series in 7 games. I was relying upon the greatness of Steph Curry and the combination of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I did not expect Russell Westbrook to be this dominant. And he is. So much so, he's so scary. He reminds me of what Kobe Bryant once said about him when he said he's the only dude in the league with my DNA. That's how he feels about this. Skip Bayless, almost religiously, whenever I'm watching Russell Westbrook and he goes berserk, I get a text from Allen Iverson saying, "Do you see this boy?" I would love to believe that Golden State will come back. First of all, I genuinely like them all as players. I think they're fantastic and I think they're great. I'm not sure if anything would work at this point.
Kevin's like a brother to me. We've been through ups and downs, and we've been in this together. And I'm definitely grateful for the things he said about me, and I'm happy I'm able to play with him.
And they come back from a 3-1 deficit.
It hurts losing. It hurts losing, especially being up 3 games to 1. I got to just hear from me and hear like what I want and talk to myself on what I need and how I can make this thing work for myself and just try to be a little selfish a bit.
Kevin is a guy that obviously myself and including other guys we all want back here with the Oklahoma City Thunder, but at the same time he has to make a decision that's best for him and what best fits him. But Kevin's, like I said, I always say before, like a brother to me. So regardless of what happens, we're always going to be friends, and everything's going to work out.
Kevin Durant just announced he will be leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He is leaving for the Golden State Warriors. 2 Works For You sports anchor Caden McFarland. He is now here to give us the details. Caden.
Kevin, have you had a chance to talk to Russell Westbrook yet? And also, what could you say about where that relationship truly was at the end of your tenure there?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Russ, I'm sure you don't want to be asked this question, but recently Kevin was asked if you guys were still cool, and you said you're still cool. Do you agree with that?
I haven't talked to him.
I talked to him. Obviously, it's tough. We were teammates for so long and had a lot of great memories. And I'm sure he wasn't happy about the decision, but he respected it as my friend. And the relationship was great. We had great years, man. It's something that you'll never take away from us. But like I said, it's I wanted a new chapter in my life. I felt like it was time for it, and I made this decision. And like I couldn't consider totally everybody's feelings at this point because it'd be hard to. So I just tried to focus on me, but also realize the relationships that I had. I still wanted those to be. I'm sure they won't be the same, but I still wanted to go out there and leave with some class and some dignity, and but hopefully I did. Hopefully he understands, and I'm sure we'll talk again.
How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar. Plain and simple. That's just how I look at it. It's not that he's leaving Oklahoma City. If you're not happy there and you want to move on and you want to grow as a player, there's nothing wrong with that. He's one of the top 3 players in the world. He's a quintessential superstar. He deserves all the credit in the world for the talent that he possesses. But the flip side is this. They were up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different times. He was 48 minutes removed from getting to the NBA Finals by winning the Western Conference. 3 times he failed, particularly in Game 6. And you depart for the team that beat you when you're on the cusp of getting to the finals yourself or ultimately winning the championship for the franchise that you've been with since you've come into the NBA. I think it's incredibly weak. I knew Oklahoma City didn't have much.
Westbrook for the win. Got it!
I never in my wildest dreams believed that Robinson Oladipo, and the rest of those troops could be this bad.
Westbrook, pocket the hammer, pulling the trigger.
They're 30 points worse with Russell Westbrook off the court than they are with him on the court. They shoot 53% with him on the court. They shoot 31% with him off the court. They went from a plus 14 with him on the court to a minus 18 with him off the court. And it is not the first, nor is it the second, nor is it the third.
Most valuable player award is Russell Westbrook.
There it is, redemption for Golden State.
The Thunder. Oh, yeah. That's more Hilton, more game.
Oh, Westbrook coming over the back of Durant. Jailbreak. What a pass.
Russell Westbrook, and there's no insult to Steph Curry. Russell Westbrook is unguardable.
He fires. He scores!
I think he was a sympathetic figure, Max. That's what, and Molly, that's what I get from it. He was a very sympathetic figure. I felt bad for him, and I'm going to tell you why. He leaves the game, they're up 12. I mean, in a minute and a half, now they're up 3. That's when the frustration kicked in.
40 seconds through the double. Russell Westbrook has broken the single-season record established more than a half-century ago. What a perfect ending to a historic day!
Nick, does Melo make the Thunder a legit contender in the West?
Hell yes.
Shannon, how good can OKC be with Carmelo?
They can be real good.
Paul George, what's the latest there?
Paul George has been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'm going with Oklahoma City as the #1 threat to the Golden State Warriors in Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Them brothers are legit, both on both ends of the floor.
According to our Adrian Wojnarowski, the Thunder are sending Carmelo Anthony to the Atlanta Hawks, and then the Hawks will buy out Melo and allow him to become a free agent. Remember,
Oklahoma City is trading Paul George to the Clippers.
Never had any question about his talent, his greatness, or whatever the case may be. But I held against him the fact that he didn't win as much as James, didn't win as much as Kawhi. And I look at this team, and I just say to myself, they had ample opportunities without him to show up and produce and show what they were capable of without him on the floor. And every time he left the floor, they literally nosedived.
Chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range three.
Got some breaking news on SportsCenter. The NBA stealing all the headlines again. Our man Adrian Wojnarowski reporting Russell Westbrook on his way to Houston.
But I can't, take on the next journey without thinking. Oklahoma City Thunder, Sam, Mr. Bennett, the whole Thunder organization, just for taking me and drafting me. It's something that I never would have thought of being there and being able to now come and reunite here with James. It's another great chapter in my life, and I'm looking forward to what comes from that.
And in 2010, it seemed as if they had gotten over the hump, as Phoenix was able to overcome their arch rivals in the San Antonio Spurs, but still fell short in the conference finals to the Los Angeles Lakers. Little did we know, that would be the last time the Suns would make the playoffs for the next 9 years.
In the corner, Gerald Green.
They can support themselves or fail on their own lack of diligence.
Rose looks to go. 2 seconds. Rose off balance. It doesn't matter because he drilled it. Down to 2. Harden puts it up. He got it!
They are regressing. They have been going in the wrong direction for the last 3 years.
Ray Griffin will turn. She goes 3 for the win. Foul. They go. everything they done was all wrong.
I'm very disappointed in the Phoenix Suns as we speak, and they're just not very good right now, and they need to figure out what direction they want to go.
The Phoenix Suns have the second longest active postseason drought in the NBA, only behind the Sacramento Kings.
The Phoenix Suns have been pretty much irrelevant.
At the end of the day, I hope the way I perform on the court can inspire people, but the things I do off the court is what I want people to take away from me.
With the 13th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Devin Booker from the University of Kentucky.
When you talk to him and you realize that you're going, this kid's a very mature 18-year-old. He could step right in and play. He's very confident about the way he plays.
Shooting at the end, and he wins it.
He's tough. You know, he didn't shy away from contact. He didn't shy away from the matchup. And he got a great future in this league. You know, he's 19 years old. And the guy, you know, no matter what their record is, you see them continue to keep going tonight.
So excited to be a Phoenix Sun. And, you know, I just can't wait to get to Phoenix and live the NBA life.
And the third overall on the career assist list, Nash is also one of the 4 shortest players ever to win the MVP.
Steve Nash was a bona fide, legitimate, quintessential point guard who could really shoot the rock.
It looks like the Suns are moving to the next round.
You had a great year, great statistics, but your teammates had a great year because of you, and your team won its division. What more could we say? Then congratulations, Steve Nash, 2005-2006 NBA Most Valuable Player.
You led your team in assists, you led them in rebounds, you led them in points, and you led them to the best record in the NBA. Join me in congratulating you, Charles Barkley, the 1992-93 National Basketball Association Most Valuable Player.
And the Phoenix Suns are the champions of the West for only the second time in the history of this franchise. They're in the NBA Finals in quest of their first ever NBA championship.
It's not been a good 12 to 14 years here ever since Steve Nash got moved.
I mean, if you're a player, obviously Phoenix has not handled itself in a way that would make it a free agent destination.
Booker steps into the 3 and right in rhythm nails it. Booker 5 for 9, rest of the team 4 for 20. Chris is over.
Booker is this high volume, high usage scoring guard who really doesn't do anything else. And so by many, including me, we look at him and go, he's overrated.
Oh, and he got fouled. That one is unbelievable. Oh my God. This is incredible. The crowd is going crazy here.
Well, that's his career high, 40 points. What a play by Booker.
Big time stuff, a little unfake.
Devin Booker can ball. Make no mistake about that. We need to understand that.
He's chip away. There, 2 more.
Devin Booker's made a lot of guys shake their head. Because you think he's guardable.
You take Devin Booker in the lottery? Yeah, because he can shoot it, man. He's got the purest stroke I've seen in college in quite a while.
He did it. And most points in the league since Kobe. Fans yelling shoot. And the buzzer sounds and the game's over. And the crowd goes wild, celebrating a Boston victory and an historic night for the Suns. Devin Booker, who will get hugs all around.
So Booker dropped 70, and he's all. And my whole point is, you lost.
Hey, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Like, who gives a rip?
As you know, you're expected to lead every night. You're expected to perform every night. You know, I try to hold myself to, you know, a very high standard in that regard.
Devin Booker is the best player in the NBA that wasn't an all-star and won't be all NBA.
And Green doing what he does best, a deep straightaway look from Devin Booker. And able to knock
this year that is not Devin Booker. He's much more efficient, and he's doing that on a team where if he doesn't score 30, you feel like they can't win.
Up ahead to Booker. Booker turns, fires, got it!
You're the Phoenix Suns. You stunk.
for years. You haven't been relevant since Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni were there. Nobody cares about you right now.
Booker up top and rising up with a right-handed rim breaker. 42-10 night in Sacramento. He's got 6 games with at least 30 points and 10 assists this season. O'Neal jamming Booker, but Booker blowing right past him now. Booker, Daniels, and Fredette coming off the bench. And Book step back, drops it over the top of Ingles. He's got 20. DeAndre Ayton, though DeAndre is much farther along as Booker.
Defensively, another thing.
Yeah, because it certainly, as Booker knocks that one in. On the baseline fade, yes, indeed. Booker gets it, raising up and connecting, giving 53.
He's down there saying foul somebody other than Devin.
Right.
I mean, it's just funny. I mean, no, why don't you man up?
It doesn't matter.
You know what?
Kyle to O'Neal, it's over. The Jazz 125 to 92.
We'll move on to the Suns. Lost to the Jazz last night by 33, despite the efforts of Devin Booker, who shot 19 for 34 from the field and was sitting on 59 points, just under 20 seconds left, when the Jazz elected to intentionally foul his teammate, Ray Spalding, to prevent Booker from a shot at the 60 feet. Their team's inaugural season 50 years ago when they won 16. Their star, Devin Booker, told reporters yesterday, quote, "I am done with not making the playoffs. I'm serious. This is probably my last year ever not making the playoffs. If that's putting pressure on myself, I'm going to take this summer and work that hard so it doesn't happen."
So here's what Devin Booker's saying. If we're off to a rocky start next year, we're going into All-Star, the trade deadline. I'm out of here.
Matchup right here that Devin wants. Makes the move on Satoransky with the kiss. Tap back. Give him 50. Crawford on the inbound. They get Daniels all alone. Fires
this
the
week,
three.
Booker scored 59 in a game and then followed that with 50 last night. But there is just one little problem. His Suns lost both of those games. So Booker is 9th in the league in scoring, but the Suns have the second worst record in the NBA.
We have Mr. 59 with us right now, Devin Booker. And Devin, first question for you is how similar was the feeling tonight in Utah that you had in Boston against the Celtics?
It was very similar. I mean, there are two similar fan bases that well support their team. Every time we play in arenas like this, you know, it's a hostile game and it's a fun environment to play in. So just trying to play up to, you know, the competition and play up to the energy of the game.
Did Booker want out of Phoenix?
Not only should he want out, and the answer to that question would be yes, not only should he want out, I think that he has enough money because he's got about 5 years after this season on a new deal that he signed or what have you. I think that Devin Booker should arrange to have himself kidnapped. All right, and
how do you even come up with this
getting
stuff?
out of Phoenix?
It's a beautiful mind up there you have.
It's just absolutely horrible what this brother has been subjected to. Out of Kentucky, he's in his 4th year. Other than his first year when he was a rookie and he averaged 13 a game, he's averaged a minimum of 22 points per game. He shoots better than 45% from the field, better than 32% from three-point range. In terms of skilled guards, you think Kobe, you think James Harden, you think cats like that. This brother is on another level. Devin Booker can ball. Make no mistake about that. We need to understand that. And yet he's been in Phoenix, and the record has been 23 and 59, 24 and 58, 21 and 61, 17 and 58. In his 4th year in the league, they are regressing. They have been going in the wrong direction for the last 3 years. I mean, the most wins he's had in the season is 24. When you see talent like this, and they're subjected to this level of ineptitude, if Devin Booker is watching this segment right here, right now, he's like, preach, brother, preach, get me the hell up out of here, please. Please help a brother out. I can't say this, but get me the hell out of Phoenix, because it's been that bad since Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni have been gone. The Phoenix Suns, under the stewardship of Robert Sarver, has been pretty much irrelevant. Yeah. And it's pretty much a damn shame.
And hits. And that'll make a quick exit for Patrick Beverly. Up ahead to Booker. Booker turns, fires, got
it! The Phoenix Suns as an organization, they're the problem. There is something that is not right from an organizational perspective. They have not been impressive. No matter how good guys look as a talent, as a team, it don't matter.
because somehow, some way, the one consistent thing that has transpired with these boys for the last 4 or 5 years is losing. Regression. Period. If I'm Devin Booker, I want to get the hell up out of there.
Depot on the beat.